Hello, world. This is Overtime with Terrence and Leon, an original WRBI production presented by Bruns Gutzwiller. Choose Bruns Gutzwiller for your next construction project. Also being brought to you by FCN Bank. FCN Bank, building stronger communities, member FDIC. Leon, we keep stacking them up. We got another good one here. One of my favorite three-sport athletes in the town of Batesville. Dude gets it done everywhere he goes, whether it's the football field, basketball, the baseball diamond. He can make it happen, and I'm just glad we got a chance to sit down with him.
I'm just ready to talk to him, to ask him, at what point is he going to realize how good of an athlete that he truly is?
Oh, yeah. Dude is, you know what? That's a good question. And I want to hear the answer, too. With that, we bring to the show none other than Batesville's own Cade Kaiser. Cade, how are you, man?
Doing pretty good.
Good deal. Good deal. Listen, let's get the 150-pound elephant out the room right quick. I got to tell you, man, it's tough every Friday night not seeing number 20 doing his thing.
Yeah, it's definitely been killing me that I can't be out there playing.
But you're staying in touch with the guys, right? I mean, are you? I've seen you at a couple of games. I'm assuming you go to some of the practices or whatnot. You're still kind of keeping in touch with the guys best you can.
Yeah, definitely. It helps that my brother plays, so I'm always there watching him, and all my friends are there. So I show up to a couple practices, and I show up to all the games.
Now, when you watch some of these games and you see your understudy, I'm talking about Decoy Damien. you see Dance out there doing his thing, man. What does that make you? I mean, it's crazy to see him out there doing it. How does that make you feel when you see him out there every Friday night?
No, I'm happy for him. He definitely. I think he's outlived his Decoy name. I think he's definitely just. He's a great receiver and he's playing well. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, I can't help but let my mind wonder about what it would be like, that offense having a true 1A with you and then a true 1B with Dance on the other end. You guys could have torched the EIAC.
Yeah, for sure. I think it would have been a great 1-2 punch with me and him, but I guess we'll never know.
Cade, how's it been for you kind of being like a player coach now that you can't, now that you have to watch? What has that experience taught you about yourself and maybe something you've learned about the game that you kind of took for granted?
I mean, it's definitely a different point of view about it. How if somebody has a question for you, you can only help them through your knowledge and help them or figure out what release they need to use or whatever. So it's definitely been an eye-opener on a different point of view of it.
Your injury took place in the summer, but prior to that, how was your summer going with travel ball and the things that you were doing there? How was your summer?
Summer went really well. It was my first year of like legit AAU basketball. It's definitely a different beast than high school and what other stuff I've played. I mean, you faced good competition, and I think it went well.
Now, when you say it's different, travel ball being different than high school, in what ways?
I mean, to be honest, the running, you just up and down the floor a lot more than our team and school ball. And the athletes you play, they're just quicker and faster.
What would be your favorite moment from your first season of AAU basketball?
Honestly, the first tournament, I had a real nice poster dunk, and it was so it was exciting to see all the teammates were excited for me, and it was cool.
At any point, did you do anything this summer or during your first year of AAU basketball that you thought, wait a minute, why haven't I been using that at high school?
Yeah, just different moves and stuff. I feel over the summer it was just more loose, and it was like a mistake in AAU didn't seem as big as a mistake in school ball. You just kept on going with the speed of the game.
Okay, but let me ask you the opposite side of that. So the good feeling was that poster dunk you got, but what was the first moment when you realized, oh, wait a minute, this is not high school ball?
I mean, the guys you guard, just a move, if they put a move on you and just getting to the rim and how physical everybody it was, it's like, wow, that's
So basically,
it's different.
so basically, somebody shook you out of your shoes. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have to put it that way, but yeah.
Okay, but just please tell me nobody put you on a poster, please.
No, I was not on any posters. They were gonna get fouled before they got on a poster.
Okay, good.
That's what I'm talking about. So you're out there on Friday nights, though, watching this iteration of Batesville football. And like you said, I get it. It's definitely difficult for you to watch these games. But when you look at the comparison between last year's 11-2 squad and this year's squad right here, what are some of the different? Obviously, you're not on the field, but aside from that, what are some of the differences you see in those two teams?
Well, we changed up on defense. We changed our defense up a little bit, and that's definitely had a learning curve to it, and has pluses and negatives to it. But I mean, I think we're still a solid defense all around. And on offense, we lost a bunch of seniors on the offensive line, and just seniors left. It's big shoes to fill.
Now, spinning things forward, talk to me about the rehab process. How are things going? Word on the street is you should be good to go come the start of basketball season.
Well, I mean, for right now, it's just been rest. I just can't be walking on it, and I got one more week till I can start walking in a boot on it, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if I'll be back for the start of basketball, but I mean, December-ish time should be a time frame to be back.
What are you looking forward to the most from a competitor standpoint? What have you missed where you're like, I cannot wait to get back to that, and maybe I didn't appreciate that as much?
I mean, to be honest, just being in that mindset of game time, I haven't felt that game day, like butterflies in your stomach, competitive drive to go win a game, which is definitely something you take for granted. You don't realize that you missed that feeling till you can't do it.
What has been the best piece of advice you've had to give Deco or Damien?
To be honest, it was on defense. He was struggling on just jamming receivers and winning the start of the play. And I think I gave him a little bit of advice just to take a step with that guy and really attack him, which helped him, I think.
Okay, so how did it feel as a coach when he did it? And how'd you feel when you saw him do it?
He was like, "Oh, it worked." And I was like, "Yeah."
That sounds just like him too.
Yeah.
Or he can say, I just do what I do, as he says. I just do what I do.
Yeah, he it's definitely like that.
Hey, Cade, I wanted to share with you, we had a chance to speak with Batesville's own Brian Hoeing. Of course, you can see him right now pitching in postseason baseball. And he had an injury his senior season, and a lot of people thought that was going to be it, that was going to derail all of his hopes and dreams of going to the next level and so forth and so on. But when you talk to him about it, he said it really set him up to succeed at the next level. That time off that he had because of the injury, instead of just having a negative mindset, thinking things were over, it made him work harder when he came back, and he was a better athlete because of it. I share that with you, just hoping and praying that your mindset is in that same place, dude. I mean, yeah, you want to be out there right now, and perhaps you could see it as a setback, but you're such a gifted athlete. I think that the sky is the limit, man, and you can only get better and better from here.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely had a positive mindset. I mean, I can't remember the last time I had this much rest on my body. I'll surely be ready for basketball. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a little bit of a setback for football, just losing that recruitment for a senior tape and stuff. But I mean, just moving forward to basketball, I think I'll be fresh and ready to go.
Cade, with your rehab and everything you're doing now, what does a typical day look like for you? Tell the people who are listening, this is what a typical day looks like for Cade. I get up, I do this, I do that. Boom.
Well, I usually, I get up, eat breakfast, and normal. I mean, we're on fall break right now, so I've just been laying around. But during school, getting to school, and as a senior, I have a pretty flexible schedule to where I have classes off of campus, and I usually, I go to Ivy Tech, but then I have a weightlifting class where I really get after it on the bike and upper body lifts, and just getting right, maintaining strength as well as I can. And then, yeah, I'll go to a couple practices and help the guys and just be there. And then usually help my brother out with stuff in football. He's always asking questions about being the freshman on the field.
Yeah. Being, typically they say when an athlete's injured, they learn something about themselves that they didn't realize was there, or something that they weren't very good at, they're really able to improve. What would you say that would be for you?
I don't think I've always been a vocal leader. I've usually led by example, but you can't really lead by example when you're hurt. So I feel like I've definitely helped guys more with just talking through stuff.
Yeah.
I described you in the open as one of my favorite three sport athletes. Uh, Talk to me about what is that like? Obviously we're going back talking about years prior. What is that like for an athlete? Because you just said it. This is probably the most rest you've ever had as a student athlete. But what is that like going from literally sport to sport, season to season, all year long?
It's a grind, really, but yeah, you just have to be mentally prepared to put in the work in the classroom and then just go out and compete your heart out on the field or court or whatever. Which this past year, I didn't play baseball to focus more on basketball and have AAU season, which was definitely a different. It's a little harder on your body to play basketball for that much longer than baseball. But it's fun. It's why you play the game. You just have fun with it.
So, Kate, speaking of Brian Hoeing, one of the things Brian talked about was one of the most difficult conversations he ever had to have was to tell his mom he was no longer going to play basketball to focus on baseball. What was that like for the people that don't know when you decided to give up baseball to focus more on basketball? What was that conversation like, and who did you have to have it with?
It was really up till last minute. I really didn't know if I was going to play. I talked to me and my dad had a meeting with Coach Bertram, and it was tough. He was like, he really wanted to make it work, and he was able to. There's definitely different routes that I could have taken with it, but at the end of the day, I just needed to focus on basketball,
And when
which
you look,
he completely understood.
yeah, and when you look at that decision, just here in the short run, knowing what type of experience you had in AAU ball, you think that was the right decision?
Yeah, I think so. I think I told my dad and I told Coach Bertram if I want to be doing something, I want to do it 100%.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be just on the back burner.
So, Kate, when you look back at the past 4 years, 3.5 years you've been at Batesville High School, what's been the best moment of those years?
Honestly, the two sectionals wins that we had last year were huge. It's a cool experience to win a sectional, and it's definitely something I want to get back to.
Then let's talk about both of those sectional wins really quick. Starting with football, um, that game was back and forth heading down the home stretch of the fourth quarter. At what moment though in that fourth quarter did you and the guys know, boys, we got us one? This is going to be the championship. What point in that game did you guys know that?
I mean, I think just in the fourth quarter on those final drives when we're on defense and they're running every trick play they got at us, and I'm like, well, I think, and we're holding our ground there, and we're doing what we need to do, and it just came down that we were going to win the sectional championship.
And what about in basketball when you heard that your nemesis Greensburg went down in the first round? When that word got out that they went down in the first round, come on, keep it real. What was your thoughts? What were your thoughts then?
Well, just watching that game was crazy. We were coming out to play right after them, and
Right.
they were winning to whatever 4 overtimes,
Mm-hmm.
and it was. I mean, for us, we would get hyped up to go play, and then another overtime and another overtime. But I mean, it was a good and bad feeling because I mean, it would have been nice to take it to them and win against them, but I won't be too upset for beating Lawrenceburg either.
Right on.
Bruins Guts Willer is the right choice for your next construction project. We strive to deliver unparalleled service to our clients by focusing on craftsmanship and quality. Our core values of integrity, professionalism, and fair pricing all but ensures our clients receive the best possible experience. Whether it's commercial construction, remodeling an existing space, or even building a luxurious home, we offer a comprehensive suite of construction management services. So before you break ground, give us a call at 812-934-2105. Bruins Guts Willer, building a better future for southeastern Indiana for over 100 years.
You know, Leon, one of the things that I like most about working and living in Batesville, it's the community. Batesville has a little something for everyone, and FCN Bank is the exact same way. Whether it's my personal or business needs, FCN offered me an array of banking products and services that would fit my every banking need. Don't take my word for it. You should check it out yourself at www.fcnbank.com. FCN Bank, building stronger communities. Member FDIC.
On a personal level, you being the caliber of athlete that you are, I want to take a moment to allow you to reflect and think, okay, this is who these people have been the most influential to me and why. Who would you say the people in your life have been that have kind of pushed you to be the athlete you are and really the person that you are?
I mean, definitely my parents. They've always had full support on what I want to do, and they've definitely given me opportunities that expand on that. And then my grandparents are always loving the basketball scene, and they definitely push me to keep playing and then and try my hardest in that.
So what's it like to come from a family of, I mean, man, you guys got 1 million athletes in your family. Do you ever have conversations and you have to tell them, do you guys realize I'm the best athlete in this family?
I'd try not to get into it would definitely be a heated argument if I brought that up. So I don't know.
Okay, Cade. Okay, here we go. Next family gathering. Everybody sits down at the table. I need you to walk over to the table and take a glass and go ding, 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 ding. And I want you to tell them the king is here.
Oh, Lord.
The table might get flipped.
No, he need to sit down, Leon. It's like, I get the big piece of chicken. But on that note, though, what are those gatherings like? Because I'm sure you guys are playing pickup ball or something in the driveway, in the yard. I mean, what is that like with all those athletes around?
Yeah, I mean, Thanksgiving, it's always, I mean, if we aren't playing a sport outside, if we aren't messing around, then we're definitely watching basketball or football or something, just cheering on our favorite teams and talking trash about other favorite teams.
Okay, you brought it up, so let's run it. Who are your favorite teams? Who do you ride with in college football?
College football? I mean, I'm on the back of the Indiana Hoosiers right now.
Oh man, come on! That is bandwagon. That is so. I can't believe you.
No, I mean, we've been so bad for so long that.
Oh, now it's we. Now it's we.
Oh, that's good stuff. Okay, what about NFL?
NFL, I mean, sadly, I was at the Bengals game yesterday or Sunday, and I'm a Bengals fan. It's been a rough year.
Yeah, you guys have been taking lumps for sure. All right, give me obviously then you ride with IU in college basketball then.
Yeah, definitely.
Who's your NBA team?
I'm a Pacers fan. I don't watch too much NBA, but I cheer for the Pacers if it's on.
When
Okay,
you
I
when you
mean,
when you talk about professional athletes, give us the sports you play or have played over the past 3 years. Who do you try to mimic your game after? You got 3 different sports.
Yeah. I mean, for football, I really like. I mean, obviously, I like Jamar Chase, but I don't really play like him. But like Justin Jefferson, some of the routes he runs, Devontae Adams, his releases and routes. It's what I try to mimic on the football field. But then for basketball, I mean, I really like Jason Tatum's game.
Yeah.
I think he's just a smooth player, and I like to say I could play like him.
Hey, don't tell Terrence that. Terrence does not like Mr. Tatum.
listen, it's not that I don't like him. I just don't. I don't get excited as everybody else does. I don't. I don't see his game, and I'm like, oh wow. I mean, he's just another player to me. I said it
Yeah,
with my
Yeah,
chest.
just another 6'9" guy walking down the street. Yeah, that's all he is.
but I'll tell you what, I wish. I mean, I'd mimic my game some off of Anthony Edwards. He's a dog. He's always playing hard.
So, hey, so what we're saying is we need to see you finish at the basket like Anthony Edwards this year.
It's going to be the attack mindset like that.
Okay, so
Man,
now I've done this with every athlete. When you dunk on somebody, okay, what will your reaction be?
I'll probably be screaming or something.
Man, Kate, I can remember having a conversation with Coach Garrett, and this probably would have been, maybe it was just sophomore year. Then I was like, man, that Kaiser kid can jump out of the gym, can he? And Garrett was like, yeah, man, he's really, really athletic. I was like, man, when you gonna let him just yank on somebody, just start dunking on everybody? So, well, we've been working on, he gave me the politically correct, well, we've been working on finishing and this, that, and that. Man, the next game, dude, you had your first dunk that season. I almost lost my mind on the air. I mean, it was so pretty. It was so powerful. And like I said, we had just had that conversation that week. And I was like, that's the Cade Kaiser I'm talking about right there. But yeah, when you and kind of to Leon's point, I'm just telling you from an observer, from a fan, when you dunk in a game, crowd goes ham, especially the student section. But what is that like for you when you dunk and you see the student section losing it?
I mean, it's a great feeling. It's like catching a touchdown, but it's just so loud in a gym, and you get all your friends in the student section are always cheering hard, and it's a good feeling.
So wait a minute now. So which one is best? You moss somebody on a 50-50 ball, or you Anthony Edwards somebody and put them on a poster? Which one is the best feeling?
I don't know. That's a tough question. I mean, if you got a crazy dunk, that might be better than just catching a touchdown, but
I
I
think
don't
you're
know.
right. I think you're right, because like you said, then especially that student section, if it's at home and the student section goes off like that, I love it. And I can remember Kobe Bryant always saying he loved playing in away gyms because he loved how when he made a big play, how quiet it would get. And he was like, he said that silence was like music to his ears.
Yeah, I could definitely see how that would be a good feeling inside if you just silence the crowd.
Okay, so when you talk about the season coming up, as we're going to say, you're going to be healthy, you're going to be fine. What are your goals for the basketball season?
I mean, first off, just winning the Ripley County tourney. I don't think we're favorited in that this year, but I think we could come in there and shock some people, and we have a young team for sure. I think we'll have kids step up, and then winning a sectional, just winning and get back to winning a sectional.
Who do you think, when you look at your team that's going to be on the court with you, who could you tell us hey, you might want to pay attention to this dude. He's going to surprise you.
I think Trenton Lewis is going to have a big step this year. I think he was a big role last year, but I think he's just going to be even better this year. He's a knockdown shooter, and he's going to have to handle the ball for us.
Will he be the starting point, or will they have point guard by committee?
I think he'll be the starting point, and then they'll mix in Carson Hartley. I think he had a good summer this year, and I think between those two, we should be all right.
Now, what about with your role? Because of course, without Gronkmeyer, your role is going to change a little bit on the team. What aspect of that are you looking forward to most?
I mean, to be honest, just being more physical. I can play that role. I got to get a lot more rebounds this year without Jack. He'll always say that he's the best rebounder of the team last year, but yeah, definitely just being a physical player as a defender and on offense.
So that'll be interesting. So not only will they be dependent on you on the offensive end as a finisher, now you got to be the enforcer on defense as well, right?
Yeah, for sure. It'll definitely change our look on defense this year, and I think we're just gonna have to play fast. And I think we can do that this year.
Hey, I know Coach Garrett's going to listen to this, so I want you to be honest. Okay, think about this. 7 seconds left on the clock. You guys are down by 1. Okay, all you need is one bucket. When you're walking off the court after Coach Garrett's called timeout, what do you say to Coach Garrett? Come on, give us something good.
I'm saying, we got to get me the ball, and I think you either give me on an ISO or give me a ball screen, depending on how the game goes.
Okay, so do you say it that nice, or do you say, Coach, just give me the ball, everybody else get out of the way?
I think at the end of the day, I'd set him straight. I say, you got to get me the ball.
Hey, hang on. Hey, easy, Cade. Come on now. Don't let this man get you. Don't let this man get you in the doghouse for real. I think you say, Coach, I want the rock. But if you got a better idea, go ahead.
So, Coach Garrett, if you're listening, 7 seconds left, down by 1. We will be highly disappointed if Cade doesn't get the ball.
Yeah.
And you guys, and I'm thinking back to last year, almost what Leon just described was that game at South Dearborn. Didn't go Bulldogs' way, but it legitimately was. I think it was a 2-point game at that point, timeout. Batesville had the ball, and you pretty much had to go the length of the floor in like 2 seconds to try to get a shot off. And if I remember, they got a good look for you right at about the top of the key. Like I said, again, it didn't go that way. But if you remember that game that I'm talking about, what was that like? What was the huddle like, and what was the guys' feelings going back out there?
Man, that game did not go how we planned at all. We came out flat, and we got punched in the face for sure. But it was just we were scratching and clawing to get back into that game, and we were just looking for the best look we could find.
Yeah, it almost looked like the old Grant Hill play with Duke with 0 seconds left. You guys, I think you got to look for Sam. Like I said, didn't go down, but man, that was even with the loss, I thought that was one of the better games that I saw you guys play last year in terms of being able to battle back and get back in it. Because you're right, South Dearborn came out and just throwing haymakers. I don't remember the kid's name, but he just got. I think he went something stupid like
the Tiki kid.
Yeah, something crazy like 7 of 9 from 3 or something like that, and was just. Woo.
Yeah. We definitely knew he's that type of player, but we lost him on different screens and switches, and he made us pay for it.
All right, Cade, I got to put you on the spot again. You ready for this?
Yeah, sure.
When you think about basketball, and you think about the people you've played over the past 3 years, what team besides Greensburg do you look at and you're like, we cannot lose to these dudes because I cannot stand them?
Man, I feel like it's got to be either a Jacksonville, because my cousin coaches the team. I just would hate to lose to them, or Lawrenceburg. We just battle all the time, and I just can't stand losing to those guys.
Do you set individual goals for yourself, like for the games and different things like that? Not saying being selfish, but set goals that you can accomplish within the system.
I mean, I wouldn't say I mean, I have envisions on how I want to play. I don't put like a stat line on it. I usually just go out and I mean, see how the game goes and definitely get mine. But yeah, just look for a team win.
What do you think your team needs from you specifically this coming year?
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna have to be a big role in offense and defense. I just definitely gotta be conditioned enough to play a whole game and stick through it.
Have you been able to work on ball handling where you had one leg?
I haven't really on the scooter, but definitely once I can stand up on my 2 feet, then I'll be basketball in hand.
Yeah, good.
Good deal. Let me ask you this, Cade. Now, Leon just asked you about the teams that you face. I want to talk about the individual athletes that you face.
Oh, here we go. Let's get it going.
So we'll start with football. Going back over the past few years, when you look across the line and you see somebody trying to size you up, and you give number 12 the look like, "Oh, I got this one." Who is that one person? What team? What player? That one person? When they line up next across from you, you give 12 the nod and be like, "Let's go get this one."
I mean, last year it was a lot, and the big thing was always not just the corners if they had a safety over top. And that's what it would be like. Man, if there wasn't a safety over top, we were gonna go after it.
So, any particular corner or safety that you like burning more than the others?
Come on, Cade. We're not letting you off that easy.
I don't know any specific names or anything.
All right, give us a team. Give us team and a number. We'll figure it out.
We're gonna look it up. Yeah.
I mean, Heritage Hills, I lit them up, and it felt good that in that regional game I could have a big game there. I know we didn't win, but man, they were screaming and they were like, "Why can't we guard this guy?" That was good.
All right, let's bring it in the gym. Come on now, quit playing with me. Let's bring it in the gym. Who is it? What team and what player do you, when you sleep at night, you envision just yamming on them, posterizing? Who is it? Come on now, quit playing.
What a poster I would like to have is I'm a buddy with Cole Henry from South Ripley.
Woo, boy, that's
he's
a
pretty big guy.
I was getting ready to say, you better have a ladder.
I know. I want to get a poster on him.
Woo,
I want to get a poster on him.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. That I'm gonna be circling the calendar for that game. Good Lord, Cole. And listen, he's a nice player, right? I mean, hit his 1,000 points last year as a junior. That is not what I expected you to say.
He's a beast for sure, and I'm buddies with him, and we've definitely crossed paths a couple times. But if I could get a poster on him, that would be just even sweeter.
Okay, Cade, we don't have buddies. Okay, there's no such thing as buddies. You're going after him.
Oh my God!
So let's get that buddy thing out of the way. No buddies.
All right.
Well, Cade, listen, hey, I know you got a lot going on with rehab, and of course, with it being fall break, a lot of things you could be doing. But I really appreciate the time that you decided to spend with us here today. Greatly appreciate that. Like Leon said earlier, no doubt in my mind, man, when the season rolls around, you're going to complete this rehab. You're going to come back better than ever. Dog's getting ready to have a season for the ages, and you're going to be a big part of it. No doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Cade, thank you so much for taking time to be with us.
No, it was good talking to you guys. It's definitely, I mean, I'm not doing much right now, so it's no worries.
Well, don't worry. We're going to get you back about halfway through the season.
All right.
And if you don't have a list of people you put on a poster, we're going to have a real problem.
Oh, we definitely going to talk after that South Ripley game. This Cole Henry poster, man, it's on my mind now. I want to see this. But before we let you go, Cade, we end every episode the exact same way. We call it our one hitter quitter. That's where I'm going to ask you one question, hard hitting in nature, and yes, you have to answer.
All right.
Okay. Let's talk about the Ripley County tournament. And let's say the Batesville, as you mentioned, you said you guys aren't favored necessarily to win it, but let's say you guys push it to the championship game. Give me your stat line in the championship game for the Ripley County tournament. Points, rebounds.
The championship game?
Yep, points, rebounds, and blocks.
Well, I think I got to have a double-double, so I'll have, let's say, 11 rebounds.
Okay.
23 points.
Uh-huh.
And 3 blocks.
I'm about to send I'm
okay.
gonna send this to Cole Henry like right now.
And I'm gonna tell him, here you go, buddy.
All right, Cade, again, thanks so much for the time, sir. Good luck through the rest of your rehab. Can't wait to see you out on the court.
Yep, definitely excited to get back.
All right, Cade, good luck, man.
Yep, thanks for having me.
And that's going to do it for this one. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making this show possible. They include Bronze Gutzwiller, the right choice for your next construction project, and FCN Bank, building stronger communities, member FDIC. Also, we'd like to thank our friends of the program. They include Margaret Mary Health, S&B Driving School, and Country 103.9 WRBI. And as always, subscribe, like, rate, and review. And remember, be a friend and tell a friend about Overtime with Terrence and Leon.